Survivors Cup. Jake Elliott, Ted Jenner with you inside Noah Lagoa Arena as we get set for the opening face-off here. We'll get you teed up, but the two teams are at center and set to go. Blow the whistle. Let's play some lacrosse as it's the Mimico Mountaineers and the Orangeville Northmen renewing their rivalry here on day number 4 of the Survivors Cup. Game one of 3 here today, Ted Jenner. As the Northmen kind of hitting their stride on day number 3, Mimico still in search of their first victory.
Yeah, talking with the Orangeville coaching staff last night, they feel they just had one bad period. Everything else the rest of this way has been fairly strong. They need one more strong 3-period play to get themselves into the gold medal game, which will most likely, as we check our stats and our numbers and our math, will be against Akwesasne.
And that should set up a marvelous final, but work to be done here. And Mimico's still alive here if they can throw a wrench into things with a couple of victories, but I believe they need to have a 2-0 day here to make it work for the Mountaineers.
Absolutely they do. They need 2 wins to get to 2-2, and that would put them in a tie with either Tri-Nations or Nepean.
And that will be the next game coming up here on our schedule today, and quite likely will be the 3-4 game as you see your standings on the screen right now here at the Survivors Cup. Chin strap undone for McIntosh. They'll head the bail to the bench as the Northmen, of course, wearing their blacks, white shoulders, little silver trim in there for the Hornheads, as the Mountaineers in their whites with the double blue trim. As it's Pereira in goal for Mimico, and no surprise to see Origlieri in the goal for the Orangeville Northmen, who, Teddy, was, well, exceptional in that 9-2 victory, just allowing 1 goal, and it was maybe the goal of the tournament to Marquis before being pulled in that game.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. He's calm, he's cool, he's composed, and he's now declared for the National Lacrosse League draft. Might be one of the top goalies taken.
And I'll tell you what, talking with head coach Bruce Codd after the game, as he pulled Origlieri after that single goal he gave up, the plan was to pull him essentially right before that goal happened on the next possession. And he was coming out either way, wasn't even going to give him a chance for the goose egg.
We both thought that was a shocking revelation.
And that's Bruce Codd for you. He's going to do what he thinks is best for his team. This is Collison, who's done well for his club. He'll work it across the top and kick it back near side, as he'll have to double clutch on that pass with 10 on the shot clock now for Asenza. Jukes into the middle, feet in front. Thompson was lurking, and now the ball is loose, as the shot clock will expire here on Mimico.
Well, we got a chance. Let's get some scratches in here for Mimico. Number 7, Nolan Keeney. Number 8, Matt Slosher. Number 12, Luke Dudemain, who hasn't been here all week. And for Orangeville, Liam Stadnick and Jaden Ciapera.
Well, Kruger draws back in, and pick up the other buddy that gets back in the lineup here from yesterday as well. Almost a turnover there on the Northmen, and then a spinning pass gets back to the center line here for Orangeville, who will keep possession and get a fresh clock. Ball near corner. Teeple. Good conversation with Mr. Teeple last night at the hotel. This is young boy still with another 3 years of junior after this season completes. And look out, nasty slash on the leg there from Teeple, as well as changes in the works here for both teams as we're 4.5 minutes in. Check that, 3.5 minutes into this first period. Running time, shots 2-0 Orangeville, who are on the far side here today. This is McIntosh. They'll work away from pressure and come near side to McLeod. They'll get a pass off, but not a great one. As now a battle for the loose ball in behind the goal. It's won by the Mountaineers. Kerrigan, but he'll run out of time. And Teddy, tight checking here in the early going for both clubs.
Yeah, 4 minutes in, and as you mentioned off the top, these two teams very familiar with each other. A great rivalry between Mimico and Orangeville over the years in all levels of play. And you know these guys would love to beat one another up pretty good here.
There's Cascanet. Good stop there from Lever Pereira. And Mr. Lever Pereira came up and had some kind words for us just before opening face-off here today. Really enjoying the broadcast. And my goodness, Teddy, we've just gotten so many kudos and accolades. It's really humbling to have so many people come up and just say how much they're enjoying the broadcast and the production that JVI has put on here at the Survivors Cup. It really warms the heart, and it makes for a really enjoyable week.
Yeah, we've had an absolute amazing time out here. We're humbled to be asked to do this, and we're just as humbled with all of the well wishes and the thanks and the kudos that we're getting from parents and players all across this tournament.
It's truly a special place to call a lacrosse game, and I can't imagine the feeling it must be to play the game inside the Turtle Dome Hill. As I'm sure the arena will fill up throughout this another sweltering Saturday here on Cornwall Island.
29 degrees at 10:30 in the morning.
Shot from McLeod gobbled up right in the Northman logo for a Wrigley area, but an interference call here on Orangeville. We'll give it back to Mimico, as they'll get some fresh legs out onto the turf. Ball starts with Asenza. He's got it to Finley Thompson. And this Mimico team with the likes of Thompson and Asenza and Roussel, this core group, and Prayer in there as well, have always been the team that has kind of come up and been winning at this age group. But so far here at the Survivors Cup, struggling a little bit, and they just need a little more depth. As that one almost fooled a Wrigley area, but he keeps it out. But you can see the talent up front, no question about it, with that core offensive group.
Yeah, and this Mimico team early on, you know, they've had the majority of the possession here so far in this game, and they're down 2 bodies. They're only going with 16 runners today, as some bodies have fallen by the wayside as this tournament's gone on.
Well, I think that'll maybe play a factor in this game as well.
Absolutely it will.
As this is a bit of a marathon here at the Survivors Cup as well. Kind of got a bit of a President's Cup feel to it, quite frankly. And there's the opening goal of the game.
Jennings with a hard outside shot, wasn't picked up in transition. And he gets the opening goal here for the Northmen as he goes far side on Lever Pereira.
Nothing fancy about that, just straight heat there from Jennings. And he blows it past the Mimico goaltender.
This Mimico team has kind of been decimated by the Ontario Final Six that's going on in midget. And by all accounts, they're one of their other goaltenders is there. Some of their other younger players that would be on this team are there. And that's kind of hurt them in this tournament. But they've competed in every game, and they've got a tough contest for them here first off. And then they got to play the host Akwesasne later today at 4. So a long day for the Mountaineers.
Now that overtime loss was a stinger. Here's Collison, a high drive. Just missed short side. It'll stay on the right side of the timeline here, but shot clock once again will come to an end. As the Orangeville Northmen defense has been stout here early on. Number of shot clock violations so far in this first period that is only 8 minutes old.
Yeah, and we talked about it. You know, they had a bit of a slow start to the tournament. The defense didn't look sharp early on in their first game, but ever since that opening 20 minutes, everybody has ratcheted up a notch.
Here's the shot. Oh, had room on the short side. Did Liam Smith, and just kind of pulled the string a little bit. Might need to loosen off a shooter in that pocket. As Andrew Ecclestone back out onto the turf along with Black Arujo. Oh, excuse me, Davey Howlett is the second official. Pass in front, and Thompson had a stick clamp. Look out, that one came in front of the goal. It's picked up by Noseworthy, who I thought was pretty good, and coming in replace of Kruger last game, and I didn't think he was coming back out of the lineup, and he's in there again here today. This is Trey Deer. And now Teeple. Feet in front for Matthews. He was cruising through the slot. And Mimico will intercept and push back the other way here with Aaron Taguri. And now McLeod, who wears 11, and so wears a red helmet that doesn't exactly jive with these Mimico uniforms. Looks like the chin strap undone for Roussel. He knew it and had to peel to the bench, and that really killed it, offensive possession. But that's the rule. The chin strap comes undone, you got to bail. There's Edwards. Back on is Liam Smith. We'll have a look across and find Moran. He'll shovel in front, not sure to who. He's lost a stick. Somebody's lost a glove. Two different players.
A busy day 4 here at the Survivors Cup. 3 games. Unfortunately, the Hickory game was canceled due to COVID protocols, which is a heartbreaker for so many people.
And maybe we'll explain that situation as the day moves along. A bit of a scare, but turned out to be a bit of a false alarm as well. But things happen, and just happy we're still playing some lacrosse here. As Finley Thompson will tuck one home low. And finally, Teddy, a little late arriving is our buddy Oliver to our right here. He's got coffee for us, it looks like.
I would have thought of it, but you said you guys can't have it.
I thought he had brought us a latte, Teddy, but said no. Security said no. Broadcasters aren't allowed. 1-1 here at the midway mark of period 1.
That's a nice goal from Finley Thompson. And, battle hard against the boards, trying to find a loose ball. He gets it, goes diving cross crease, and able to beat Orangeville far side. And Orangeville quickly grabs some water, as does Lever Prera. As we're halfway through this opening period, shot 7-4 in favor of Mimico early on.
And by all accounts, Finley Thompson, maybe the best junior A lacrosse player at his age group. And I'm not sure there's a debate to be had in that regard. Special talent for the Mimico product. Loose ball. And what do we got? Our first penalty call, and a little rough stuff here from Noseworthy, who's not quite ready to give up on the play, as he and McDonnell were jousting.
I don't have confirmation on it, but I believe Gage Noseworthy must be some relation to Brett Noseworthy. It's not a very common name that I've ever heard.
No, if you know, you can let us know via Twitter. Ted Jenner is at Off the Crossbar. Myself, you can find me at PXP4 Sports. PXP for Sports, and at the Off the Crossbar. Not the crossbar, Off the Crossbar is what I'm trying to say. If you want to be interactive during the broadcast, we fully encourage that. Questions, comments, concerns, recipes, dirty jokes, whatever you got, send them our way via Twitter. I like to cook, okay? Don't look at me like that. Here's McLeod with a low shot.
It was the dirty joke line.
Well, I like dirty jokes too. What's wrong with them?
It's a kid show.
Here's Thompson. And there's Orangeville kind of drawn. Once that right-hander gets across that kind of 90-degree angle there, it really kind of seems to drop down and protect the lower part of the goal. I know it's a more difficult shot to hit the top corner once you're past that, but really like to see Orangeville just stand tall and use his body to cut down the angle.
Well, as we saw in the game yesterday, he was in the zone, and
he really was. Yeah.
He really knew where guys were shooting before they were even shooting. So maybe he has a bit of a scout on some of these Mimico players, haven't seen them before.
With a sloppy possession here for the Northmen, as Matthews will take it to the cage. He'll kick it across here to Cascanet, and he'll run out of time on the shot clock. And again, I don't know how many of that's been. That's been a few in the Northmen. The Mimico have several as well, as just not a lot of room and space out there between these two teams right now.
Yeah, again, these two teams know each other very well, so they both have good scouts on each other. They kind of know tendencies and tactics.
Here's Collison down the pipe, and he bounced it wide, trying to put the Mountaineers in front. Shot clock down to 5 here, and we're going to get another one here, Ted.
If you're Bruce Codd, head coach of this Orangeville Northmen, you kind of know your destiny, but you do not want to drop another game in this tournament. You need all the momentum going into tomorrow's final day of competition, and a loss here would kind of put a sour taste in the last couple days of good lacrosse.
Oh my, Trey Deer on the quick stick finish. As excellent ball movement back and forth across the floor went, and Trey Deer, the recipient on the business end of it. As you see him below the goal line here, Teddy, his top foot on the goal line as he puts that one home. And you're right, you want to walk through the front door here if you're the Northmen into the final. You don't want to back your way in.
There is a possibility that if they do lose this game, they end up in a 2-2 tie with either Nepean or Tri-Nations.
But they
maybe
have
even Mimico if they get to all the way there. But they've beaten both Tri-Nations and Nepean, so they would have the head-to-head tiebreaker with one of those teams. So they have 1 foot in that final. They just got to make sure they play, 45 more minutes of good lacrosse.
And Mimico coming into this day will have some motivation knowing that they are still alive with 2 victories. Might need a little help along the way, but they can still get in. But again, coming here with just the one goaltender and a rather short bench, and now a couple of guys dropping off the roster here through the week. Going to be a tough challenge for Mimico. Look up. And open. Chance in. And good stop there from Pereira. As Braden Kruger found himself up the floor. No relation to Rusty, by the way. Talking to Josh Sanderson about that, and said, yeah, no, that's not Rusty's kid. Said, okay, didn't know there was more Krugers in Orangeville. Ooh, good effort there. Goes by the wayside. Carlson, a 30 here from Mimico. Gets around the corner and whistled that one wide on the run. Got some good smoke on it. He gets an extra chop from Elijah Edwards.
Yeah, and he looked back, took that number. I want to make sure he knew who gave him an extra one. Might get a low pick on the back of Elijah Edwards on the next time down the floor.
Pretty much count on it. As Colson, we're in double fives. And in comes Liam Smith with a good opportunity, but couldn't find the 5-hole past Pereira. AKA Pepper, Teddy, as we've been alerted.
Great nickname.
Not bad. Not sure why, but Pepper it is. Probably should have asked that. Here's Tipo. He'll load it. He'll fire right on. Easy stop there for Pereira. Took it right in the bread basket.
He had Pereira leaning, tried to bring it back short side, but nice save by the Mountaineers goaltender.
Good battle at center. And that's won by Kerrigan.
2K, as they call him.
Makes sense. And Gio, thick body there in 18 and white. He'll work with Collison on this strong side. Got a shot. Riglieri out well near the top of his crease to cut the angle down as Argue clears the path. And again, it hurts with a little extra one. And I'm not sure of how it said that's enough of that. Slow set here for Teeple and the Northmen. Down to 12 on the shot clock as they start to work the offense now. Teeple into the middle of the floor. Smith, Deer in front, Jennings. And put it over top of the goal from in tight. Back the other way, and Brown just unable to catch up to it. And Origlieri so active around his crease will scoop up another loose ball. Got to be leading goaltenders and assists in this tournament as well for Riglieri. Would put Saka Thompson probably.
Yeah, they're 1-2 in this
top.
tournament for sure.
Yeah. Outside rocket there from Matthews, handled easily. And McDonald up ahead to McLeod. Here's McRussell. No, I'm just kidding. Just Russell is now Collison. Edwards will mark up on him. McDonald with 10 on the shot clock for Roussel. He'll dart right. Feed to the crease. Asenza looks high. Nobody open. Collison near side. Back in it comes. Spin it. Shoot it. That hit Thompson in behind. Thought about the dunk. And that's going to count. How about it from Finley Thompson? Crafty. Just one here on your replay. Had Oligrieri kind of dancing around. Little skyhook jammer. Nice.
I thought we said they couldn't dunk.
I was under that impression, but maybe, I mean, it wasn't directly behind the goal, and I'm not sure he ever made contact with the pipe either. Hard
Maybe
to
it's
tell
the
on that
over-the-top dunk. I'm not too sure. But they called it a goal. We'll stick with it. 2-2.
There you go, and we're under 2 to go here in this opening period. Game 1 of 3 here today on the final day of round-robin competition at the Survivors Cup, and all brought to you right here live, streaming free on the JVI YouTube channel.
Shots 12-10 for Mimico in the last 90 seconds of this period. And it's been a bit of a slow start to this game.
A bit of a slower pace, and you would expect that in the minds here of the Northmen, and they're kind of controlling the pace of this game here as we work our way into the final minute of period 1.
as this game, or as these 3 games go along.
Collison with a bouncer right into the top corner. That was pretty to watch.
That was a nice shot from Collison. Just kind of slow to react where the Northman, as Collison picks this up, his defender doesn't get out in time, and he'll just take that room, and that's an excellent shot from Collison. Low bouncer, far side.
Looking like a young Ted Jenner right there on that
wow.
bouncer.
Wow, he must be good.
Had to get you a little bit of praise.
Thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. We've been pumping your junior stats all week.
See, Lewis Ratcliffe tweeted at me last night. He goes, I'm a little disappointed that you only got to 46. And I said, well, at least, I mean, they were all majors now. Come on. Got a timeout. 18 seconds on the clock here. And one final possession to come here in period 1.
And this is a big moment here for Mimico. As we've talked about, they need 2 wins against the top 2 teams in this tournament if they have any hope of advancing into tomorrow's medal play. And there's a look at the standings. The X by Akwesasne, they can't be caught. Even if they do lose to Mimico, they'll finish 3-1. And they will be advancing to the gold medal game tomorrow afternoon. Orangeville, as we mentioned, has 1 foot in the door. But things can change if they drop a game here and Mimico wins again, and one of Nepean and Tri-Nations will finish 2-2. So we could have technically 3 teams finish at 2-2, which would create the mathematic scheme of goals for
I like
divided by goals for plus goals against.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm going to wait on the math. I know
I got
some
you, man.
people, I'm just admiring how your little squirty fan matches your golf polo today. It's quite exciting. It's got to keep the fashion trend going here, Teddy.
Well, I've learned so many fashion tips from you this week.
My girlfriend had a good chuckle about that I'm the fashion guy between the 2 of us.
Well, it's not actually true.
It's certainly not. We will be, I think, chatting with a couple of Hall of Famers throughout the day here as well, Teddy. We'll look forward to that. And I'm just getting an interesting text coming in our group chat here. Let's get this final possession, and we'll touch on that here in a second. 8 seconds to go. Thompson to Collison. Back to Thompson it goes. On the go. Feet inside. Pass was too hot to handle. McLeod will run out of time here for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, Collison was wide open, cutting through the middle. And the pass just unable to connect. And Bruce Codd on the Orangeville bench not happy about something, but 3-2 the score after 1 for Mimico. A great start for the Mountaineers. And they'll look to continue this momentum into the second.
Lots of things to touch on as we move into the second period, but we will take a short break here before we do that. We'll come back, we'll pay some bills, and we'll get you some news and information as well, and some second period action lacrosse here on the final day of round robin competition from the Survivor Cup, live here on JVI. Welcome back inside Anoa Lagoa Arena here in Akwesasne on Cornwall Island in the province of Ontario, the country of Canada. It's Jake Elliott, Teddy Jenner with you here from the Survivors Cup, Day 4, Game 1. 3-2. Is your score. I should learn just to wait for that before we come back here. Teddy, we have lots of sponsors to thank before we get started here in the second.
Indeed, we do. Thank you to all of our tournament sponsors. This event would not be possible without their generosity. Green Chief Naturals on Cornwall Island, Chief's Tobacco of Ganawaga, Club 24 of Ganawaga, Bears Den Akwesasne, Lacrosse 28 of Akwesasne, Ganawaga Lacrosse, Ottawa Capitals Lacrosse Program, developing great opportunities for our future lacrosse stars. Orangeville Northmen alumni, Mohawk Lacrosse on Cornwall Island. Mega City Promotions, Bergmanis Preya, and your live local radio, 97.3.
CCON, baby.
The mighty CKON.
Below the whistle, let's play some lacrosse. We're underway here in period number 2. And a nice face-off win there from Zach McDonald. Can he hang on to the ball? He can. And very close to the center line. So lots of things to get in here, housekeeping-wise. As we start the second period, we've been mentioning a number of times today, I want to get this in first, about donating, as these games were supposed to be pay-per-view off the top due to some internet issues. They've been offered up live here free on the YouTube channel. What we ask in return is that you donate. If you go to the Twitter feed, as we're going to get a chance here on a breakaway coming in. And a little dip and dunk did not work, and then it hit the crossbar and stayed out as Owen Ryan comes very close to getting that one to go. If you go to Survivors Cup via Twitter, the tweet will be at the top of their page. The link will be in their bio as well. And any donation is going to the revival of their Mohawk language, mental health awareness, and suicide prevention. So if you've been enjoying these broadcasts throughout the week, and you'll do so tomorrow as well, please find it in your hearts to donate to very worthy causes here. That's something near and dear to the people of Akwesasne. And JVI will get that information out, as will we on our Twitter feeds as well. On comes Matthews to Trey Deer. They'll come around a screen and let it fly, and he missed everything, as he'll have to backtrack to center. Getting a question coming in via Twitter from, I think, Howie Stevenson, Craig Stevenson's cousin from Peterborough, asking what the purpose is of the dotted circle down in both zones here, Teddy. I'll let you handle that one if you so choose.
Yeah, I believe that's actually a minor lacrosse boundary where you cannot check a player outside of that area if they do not have the ball. So it's just
cross-check, yeah.
Cross-check, yes. So it's just a minor lacrosse thing just to keep the young kids safe and protected and not have them being beat up all over the floor.
There's a nice one from Castanet as he took the feed from Matthews and slots it home past Guerrero and ties the game up at 3. The other thing that it is very useful for, and most teams will use it, it's a good gauge not only for the defense to kind of know where they are on the floor and how far they need to extend out, but it also gives the offensive team a good range of where the good shooting zone is. So that dotted circle is kind of I call it the danger zone, Teddy. When you get inside that dotted circle, your chances of scoring increase greatly. So as a defense, you want to kind of keep teams outside of that. And for offense, you want to get inside, and you don't want to be bombing away from too far outside of that dotted circle. And the other question Paul asked is about the restraining lines. So right here in this arena, they're a little back deeper. They're lined up for the face-off, essentially. Those are what those lines are for. And then, of course, the center line will be your back over line here. But a little different. They have the turf marked traditionally for Canadian lacrosse, but going with NLL rules here at the Survivors Cup. I hope we answered your question concisely there, Paul. Thanks for that coming in. Keep them coming at PXP for Sports and at Off the Crossbar. Thompson with an absolute hammer, just missed the far pipe. Get the quick whistle off the bench. It's Colson coming right back. Hand shot, shins and scars. Book it for Colson and put that on the highlight reel for that young man. My word, what a shot and goal there from Colson.
Kind of saw it coming. As soon as he cut back to the middle, the legend John Grant Jr. will say, over the shoulder oftentimes isn't the best shot, but when you're running out of space, it creates more of a shooting angle to go behind your back when you're that far past the center of the floor. And that's just an excellent bouncer, far low corner. Lever Prera, no chance.
We have seen some absolutely spectacular goals in this tournament, and you can add that one to the list for Mr. Colson.
The kids love to ball out when the cameras are on.
Here's Thompson, and Origlieri had to be sharp on that one. So 2 straight here for the Northmen, who push in front 4-3 now, as we are 4.5 into period number 2. Argue almost had his pass picked off. Tipo will get to it and takes a whack on the arm there from Collison, who's been playing out the back end here a little bit in the last couple of games due to the short bench for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a few guys kind of stay and play from offense to defense and vice versa.
Trey Deer liked his matchup. He'll drive it low, 6 on the clock, kick it high, come around a pick. Nice shot from Colson, rebound, stick back. Trey Deer's got another.
3 straight here for Orangeville to start the second period, and Trey Deer gets his second of the night. And that's a few times that's happened. Very lively boards here in Inola Lagoa Arena. And a few times shots have gone wide off the backboards and players have picked it up right off the bounce and been able to find the back of the net. Goaltender's just unable to react quickly enough. That time Lever Prera couldn't quite get there. And Trey Deer easily puts in the back of the net. And it is 5-3 now, 2-goal lead. And Elijah Edwards is going to head off along with Aiden McDonnell.
I think it was just a matter of time before Edwards found himself in the penalty box. This time he takes somebody with him, but he's been mixing it up pretty much all week long, and that time he got caught, and McDonnell will head off with him.
I really like Elijah Edwards' game. He plays right on the line. He plays physical. He plays fast. And sometimes you take those matching minors, but you always want to make sure it's a matching minor. You don't want to go by yourself when you're in those situations. And he was able to take McDonnell with him. We'll play 4-on-4 here.
Yes, we will. As Cascanet finds Deer to the back door, and he can't slot it home as he came racing across the top of the crease. As he has been moving and shaking here in this one so far. He's open now, but the shot comes and it's kicked away as Liam Smith took it, and then look out. Taguri lost the glove, and he did not want to play this sport with a bare hand. Trust me. The other thing we got mentioned in the intermission, I'm not sure how serious to take it here, Teddy, because it's part of our jack grip, and there's been some joking and kidding, and there's been some serious stuff as well. As Colson missed it, rebound, that hit the post and stayed out. Close call there for the Northmen, but the Hickory game that we mentioned, and so disappointingly, has been canceled. Getting word now they're talking about doing it outdoors on the field outside the Turtle Dome here, and we'll just have to keep you apprised of that if that goes down here or not.
It's hot enough inside. I don't know how hot it'll be outside if they play that game, but if they do, it will be a sight to behold.
Man, that would just be the most amazing thing. All Woodies outdoors on the fields of Akwesasne outside the Turtle Dome here along the banks of the St. Lawrence River. Sign me up for that. I might go back to the hotel and grab the Woody if that's going down today. I'm not even joking. Get me out there.
Your
just
hip
park
will
myself.
hate you.
I don't care.
You have to play both ways, Jake.
I'll do it. I'm telling
And
you.
field lacrosse, that's even harder.
It's a short field.
It is long grass, though.
It's true. Very true. Barefoot, man. Here's McLeod. Whip it. Shoot it. Origlieri will stop it. I got a man. Edwards was coming out of the box. Here's the feet up. Take it on the bounce. Take it to the rack and take it to the bank. As Colson's got another gem.
Throw a backhander, throw a diving goal in there. Cody Colson having himself a period here in the second, and that's just recognition by Origlieri. Saw Elijah Edwards come out of the box, just chucked it to the front door, and Colson knew what he was doing the whole way. He saw the defender coming. He didn't have the cleanest of angles, so he had to get underneath, create leverage, and he goes airborne and give another assist to Chris Origlieri, and it's 6-3.
That's big old Colson stepping up here in the second period as you watch it again. Just the extension as he soars through the air to tuck that one in. Beautifully done.
shots, 18-17 here for Orangeville as they've sort of gained the momentum here in this second period. And we mentioned this Mimico team down a couple extra bodies today. Going with 16 runners.
And
so
they're playing 2 today, too.
That's going to be a tough game later tonight against the host Akwesasne Indians.
Yeah. And especially if they drop this one and they know they're done, that thing could get out of hand. You hope not. Good battle in front of the Mimico bench. Ball goes out of play. And they'll say Mountaineer possession. So I think both Teddy and I have tweeted out that donation link from the Survivors Cup Twitter account.
And they just donated.
There you go. Well done. I'll do the same in the intermission. As it has been just a spectacular week here in Akwesasne, and still another day, the big one, to come tomorrow. But it has been incredible and special to be here calling this tournament. In a rink that has been closed up shop for the last 2 years, and the people of this community have not been able to watch the game they love so much. And that has been maybe the most rewarding thing, is just seeing the people come into the building, watching the medicine game, and what it means to this community.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, everyone's kind of been coming up to us talking how great lacrosse is, and the coverage has been.
Here's Kruger. No. And then gets kicked in by their own player. How about that? They don't ask how, Teddy, just how many, and Kruger's got one.
No pictures on the scorecard, as they say, as Kruger goes coast to coast for an unassisted goal, and unlucky there for McLeod as it goes off the goaltender and then off McLeod and into the net. You can't blame him. He was just doing a great job backtracking. I guess that's the first goal for young Kruger as they get the ball for him.
That'll feel good for that young man who got the scratch in their second game yesterday. Gets back in the lineup here on day 4 and endears himself to the coaching staff. It'll be top corner when he gets home back to Orangeville, telling his friends about it.
It was the
Got my
cleanest,
first one.
beautiful goal.
40-foot rocket from outside, just picked the top corner. 7-3 Northmen now, as we're across the halfway mark of the period in game. This is Akwesasne. Scores! Nice little skipper. The carpet burner. And in it goes. And Mimico needed that one, Teddy.
Yeah, they did. They needed to just kill the momentum that the Orangeville Northmen had, and Akwesasne just kind of used his man as a screen. Riglieri was kind of outplaying that angle, but just couldn't follow the bounce.
It was almost like he was baiting him and just didn't get there in time.
And that's a nice shot and a big goal.
Clock ticking, 9 to go, second period. And McDonald up with a face-off here as he's triple teamed by the Northmen. We got a penalty call coming here as well. And maybe another as Kerrigan took one on the hip. Excuse me, McIntosh. So out comes Akwesasne, Thompson, Collison, McLeod. And Kerrigan out there as well. I got it wrong again, Teddy. That's Langeal with 18. I just want Kerrigan to be out there, I think. Here's Akwesasne again. And he whistled that one low and wide. And they'll keep it on the right side of the timeline here. It's a time for the 6-on-5 for the Mountaineers. Here's Thompson, skip it across. It comes right to Collison, down to the crease. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Akwesasne's got it. Still 10 on the shot clock here as he pumps it down to the crease. Cutting through. Oh, kick stop and a beauty from Riglieri. As Langeal found himself open in the slot, but couldn't beat the Northman netminder there. Beautifully done by Riglieri.
So an opportunity here for Mimico on the power play.
I mean, down just 3 shots here, Teddy, and going to the man advantage. This thing far from over here for Mimico. And what do we got? Timeout? Water break here.
Water break for the Tenders.
So
let's pay some bills.
Let's do it.
Survivor Cup wish to thank our gold sponsors. East End Convenience on Route 37, the Akwesasne Mohawk Casino, Resort, Hotel, and Spa. Crossroads Tobacco and the 2019 Can-Am champions, the Akwesasne Buck Senior Lacrosse Club. And thank you to Seaway Motors of Cornwall. your Seaway Valley mega car dealer. And thank you to the Paul sisters and Lee Valley Tools. We could not do this without all of your support. And 7:47 remaining here in the second period. 2-minute power play here for Mimico, and possession will start in the stick of Finley Thompson. Here come the Mountaineers on the power play. Eston's up. Finley play 1-2. Now to McLeod far side. Thompson.
Thanks, Teddy.
No problem, Jake.
I was just talking with a couple of the elders and tournament directors here, and we'll have our buddy Oliver Hill is going to join us here in the intermission.
He's been a part of the broadcast all week. We thought we'd give him an opportunity to
absolutely
say hello to the family friends back in Syracuse. He is the uncle of former NLLer and former teammate of mine, Marshall Abram.
There you go. There's a chance. It's 55 again, and he's denied this time by Prera, as he was looking for the hat-trick goal there in transition.
Good job by Aaron Taguri to get back and cause some interference on that opportunity by Colson.
And Mimico does the job defensively and comes up with the loose ball here.
Yeah, Colson has gone cross-floor short side backhander. He's gone diving across the floor for a far side reach. I think that time he was just trying to go far side, short side, but Taguri did a great job defensively, not allowing that shot on target.
Thompson will be the quarterback now. Ascenza, he'll get the screen set, roll to the goal. Thompson not open. Quick stick pass across the crease. Roussel couldn't jam it. And away come the Northmen here with Owen Ryan wearing Phil Sanderson's old number 18. And now Trey Darrow with 30 seconds left to kill off. 13 on the shot clock. Golson will create a little space for himself and look to feed to this near side. And Deere tried to float one. And really, that's smart there from the Northmen, Teddy. When you're shorthanded like that, you want to get the ball away from the bench side, get the shot coming from this deep corner so you can get your change quickly from the righties and get your defense out there.
Yeah, just smart, methodical, tactical are these Northmen here in the second period. They've really kind of settled in after a bit of a slow start in the first.
A little slip on the turf. We've seen a little bit of that here. And I'm wondering if it's due to the spraying of the turf with the COVID protocols in here, whether that just needs a little extra time to dry up or not, and certain spots just are a little bit slippy from the spraying of the turf.
It might be the humidity too.
True.
Because I know I'm sweating.
I can't believe it. You're literally sweating more than I am this week, and I
I'm a
never
heavy
would have
sweater,
thought. Well, so am I, but I just never thought that would be the case. I really wouldn't.
Penalty coming up here to the Mountaineers.
Deere and McLeod tuck it over.
It might even be matching minors here, as Ecclestone is pointing at Cole Teeple, saying he might have gotten a high sticking minor, but Teeple seems to be heading to the bench, so maybe
might be
not.
Smith that's on his way.
Copy that.
Along with Cole Begley. Tried to join Smith in his own penalty box there for a minute.
Bagley, one of the highest rated D players by inside the cross. He'll join his brother Carter at Drexel.
Go Dragons. As we're under 5 to go here in period 2, and it's still a 3-goal lead for the Northmen, but we'll play some 4-on-4 lacrosse now, which is always entertaining. Moran and Deere on this near side, Cascanet and Colson across the way. McDonald watching Colson. Now he kicks it to Cascanet, and Eva Pereira will step out and cut down the angle and hang on to the rebound as well. Pass deflected, gets through. And now it's the Mimico Mountaineers' turn on offense here with some real estate to work with 4-on-4. Finley Thompson, never panicking. We'll get it to Collison. And Gio will clear the space for a 1-on-1 here with Collison, who beats his man behind the back, Bionda, and Origlieri able to stop that one. These kids trying these shots now, Teddy, it's almost like it's not even a big deal anymore. Like, you just never saw guys do this even like 5-10 years ago.
No, you only saw the best of the best do it. And if you weren't the best of the best and you did it, you got a tongue lashing from your coach when you came back to the bench if it didn't go in. And I think it's just become more of the norm because everyone understands that being creative allows you better opportunities. Like we talked about in the Colson backhander. When you cut across the net, you're cutting down your angle. Throwing that backhander creates an angle. Your stick has eyes.
Yeah. You don't want to do it just to do it, but if it's the right shot at the right time, you don't want to take the creativity and the imagination away from these talented players either. Here's Thompson. Can't corkscrew that one home. Good stop from Orangeville. And Elijah Edwards will leg it back to center. But I think that the mindset of the coaches has changed a lot as well, seeing these kids develop in their skill level now. You don't want to take that away from them, and I think it's become a little more accepted. Like, you know, you're not running stairs or doing laps or push-ups if you do something silly in practice or try something creative now.
Absolutely.
But you're right, that's the way it used to be. You just didn't do it because of fear of having to do that should things not have worked out for you.
Yeah, you throw a backhand pass that sails in the stands, your coach looks at you and say, hey, you go chase that ball, pick it up, and then just keep running the stairs.
Yeah, I'll let you know when you can stop.
Yeah.
No thanks. 2:25 to go. Stairs were the worst, man.
Still are the worst.
I suppose they are. 2:20 to go here in the second period. Mimico trying to claw back here down 3. Asenza put it wide and it thunders off the end wall. He can get to this ball here. Got a man in front. Got a man trailing. And gets the whistle a little late.
Back to 5-on-5. Final 2 minutes to play here in the period. Shots 24-23 Orangeville, who leads 7-4 after trailing 3-2 in the first.
As it's Graydon Stokes that gets back in the lineup here for the Northmen today, as I had him crossed off from their previous game. 8 seconds on the shot clock for Colson. He'll just dump into the corner, and Northmen will get the change in here as they don't want to give up anything cheap late in this period. As Brown with a good run to get away from pressure. He's going to keep the motor going. They'll shovel one off here to Kerrigan, who's wearing 16. Teddy's out there now. My guy.
His dad is a Master Prestige level 13 in Call of Duty Cold War.
Whoa.
That is the strangest stat I've ever seen on a kid's bio. But shout out to his old man, Prestige level 13, Master Commander.
I bet he's a camper, Teddy. He's the worst.
I hate campers.
Final minute here. The fact I know what that is a little bit shameful, quite frankly. There's a good shot from Asenza. Better stop from Origlieri. Played a little COD in my day, but there's too many youngsters on there with faster reflexes than me. Just enjoyable. Give me golf.
I never played it until COVID, and now I'm kind of addicted. I don't like Cold War. I'm more of a Warzone guy.
Okay. Black Ops. Here's T-Pole with 10 on the shot clock. And now Moran will let it fly. Look out in the crowd as it just hits the top of the glass, and the Northmen will jump and change once again.
And they'll bring Lever Pereira and try to go 6-on-5 here late.
They called timeout in the first. They won't call it in the second as a casual one-handed snare there from Thompson as he has a look up at the big ticker that shows 5 on it now. Got to go here. McLeod down to 3. He'll circle. He'll look across. Asenza got to load it and took too long. And time expires here in period number 2 as I think we're going to invite, I don't know if Oliver is coming over or not. We'll keep it going here on the live broadcast until it's time. We got a live mic here, Teddy. You can keep your headset on as well. Well, you should be doing this then. Have a seat, Oliver. Throw the headset on here. We don't need the microphone. We'll just pop that on. As we're joined here on JVI, live streaming from Akwesasne with the Hall of Famer, Oliver Hill. Welcome to the broadcast, Oliver. You've been kind of joining us throughout the week here, asking some questions and interacting with us while we've been on air, and we've been having some fun with you. Now you're actually legit. You're on air. You got a headset on and everything. How's it going?
I'm going pretty good. This feels good on my head. You know, I could do this.
I think you could as well. And you've literally been here every minute of every game, I made the mention. I thought you were sleeping in the arena because you were getting here before we did.
The benches are pretty hard, so
Yeah, well,
you won't get a good night's rest.
I hope you got a good pillow. Tell me about Oliver. I'll be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about your lacrosse career. Tell me how it began for you. When's the first time you picked up a stick? Was it in your crib with you when you were born?
Yes, my father gave me a stick when I was just come out of the womb, had it in there, and then moved up into different lacrosse sticks as you get older.
What was your go-to woody? What'd you like to play with?
I played with a Gordon Peters lacrosse stick. He's
Okay.
from Six Nations.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you're from the Onondaga Reservation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Syracuse.
Sir, oh, yes. Onondaga, Nedro, yes.
And relation to Marshall Abrams, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes, that's my nephew. And he's a very good player.
Yeah.
His son, McCoy, excellent player.
Okay.
Excellent.
We'll keep an eye for him to develop. But let's get back to your career a little bit. So coming up as a young boy, where were you playing your box lacrosse?
I played all my box lacrosse at Onondaga. Onondaga Nation.
For the Red Hawks.
I never played for the Red Hawks. No.
Okay.
They were a little bit too young for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your team called back then?
We were called the OACs, Onondaga Athletic Club.
Okay.
And that was the same club that my father and his peers played for.
You followed in their footsteps. Now,
Yeah.
the Hill family, of course, very legendary name in the sport of lacrosse, and I would imagine the family tree branches out in all sorts of different directions. Can you tell me, are there some other famous lacrosse players from your family?
Yes, well, we have, starting with my grandfather, Issachar Hill. Then I got my father, Oliver. Then you get my nephews.
The list
They're
goes
all
on.
Hills, and they're Abrams.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so many of them, but I can't even name them.
Well, tell me about the Survivors Cup here. This is my first time to Akwesasne, and I just think it's one of the most amazing places I've ever been with the surrounding area, this beautiful arena. But talk about the kids you've been watching here today. You know, growing up, the game has changed so much, and now we see the skill and the talent of these kids and some of the shots and things that they try here. It's a much different game than when you were growing up. What do you think about the talent that you've seen here at the Survivors Cup?
The talent here is really, really good. There's some things that these players have, you just can't teach. They've probably been playing it so long, they've watched the older players, and then when they see the older good players play, they pick it up and they practice at home and try to do what they do and develop into their own skill. But these guys, they got speed, they got stick handling, they got knowledge. If you're a coach, all you do is get them in shape. And that's probably the hardest part of lacrosse, is getting these guys in shape. Because if you get a person in shape, one of the players, and he's not a very good stick handler, though that will take you to a championship.
It will.
If you're not in shape, you'll have a hard time getting there.
Can't play this game if you're not in shape. Words from Oliver Hill, Hall of Famer. Oliver, I continue to enjoy having you sit beside us and appreciate you coming on the broadcast here, and enjoy the rest of the games here at the Survivor Cup.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure. Even though I might not know you guys,
No, not at all.
I'm not going away.
No, I think maybe your daughter. You know your daughter more than anything else. Hey, I appreciate you doing this. Enjoy the rest of the games, and thanks for doing this.
Sure thing. Thank you, Elliot.
All right, there's Oliver
Excuse me.
Hill, Hall of Famer here on JVI. We'll take a quick, and I mean quick break. We'll be back with third period action on JVI right after this. Welcome back to the Survivors Cup here in Anoa Lagoa Arena, Akwesasne, Cornwall Island, as we get set for third period action of Game 1 on Day 4, the final day of round-robin competition. The Orangeville Northmen looking to punch their ticket to the final here as they have a 3-goal lead over the Mimico Mountaineers in search of their first win of the week. Big thank you to Oliver Hill for stopping by in the intermission. Blow the whistle, let's play some lacrosse. We're underway here in the third, as the Northmen will get first possession. Thanks for leaving me hanging in the intermission, Ted.
I didn't leave you hanging. You did a great job with that interview, Jake.
Just kidding. Here comes Coulson, who's maybe been the most prominent offensive player for the Northmen today. Trade here. I thought we were both going to do it together. We had an extra microphone. Just bailed out on it.
I had to get 50-50 tickets.
Fair enough. We'll split it if you win.
Nope. I'm with Shooter on this one.
Here's Trey Deer. Thanks, partner. As this possession will not register a shot on target. As coming up next here, Game 2 of 3 here on Super Saturday at the Survivors Cup. Nepean Knights, Tri-Nation Medicine Men. As I think that is going to be a real competitive, evenly played game, Teddy, coming up next year.
Yeah, and if this score holds between these two teams and Mimico goes on to win, it pretty much solidifies Nepean and Tri-Nations in that 3-4 game. So a bit of a setup game.
Yeah, a little message sending might happen. And speaking of sending, Finley Thompson sends one to the back of the goal and gets the Mountaineers within 2.
And that's his third of the contest as he finds himself right in the heart of the defense and gets a Riglieri going the other way and goes far side top corner.
He's kind of one of those like Robert Church type of players, Teddy, that just makes goal scoring look way easier than it really is.
Yeah, those guys often annoy me.
Yeah, right. As Northman player going down awkwardly on the turf, everything looks to be copacetic. And Nathan Scholes, as Kerrigan will pump it ahead here for Thompson. 2 minutes expired here in period 3, and just a 2-goal spread here as Langille will play it to McLeod. He'll look across and find McIntosh. He'll dart away, load it, and bounce it just wide as it'll carry him out near center and get back across the line and be Orangeville ball as Phil Sanderson. Let's get to the bench here, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, this third period's a big period for both clubs.
Trey Deer.
Oh my goodness, if that went in.
Tried. I mean, he had him on the second fake. Didn't need to go to the third, and it ended up costing him a little bit.
Yeah, he had him clean beat after the first one. He tried the old John Tavares one-hand lean back.
Kind of had his mind made up of what he was going to do and didn't really take what was available to him. And that's the kind of thing we're kind of talking about, Teddy. It's one thing to try the, the around the worlds and the beyonders and everything, but if you don't really need to do it, don't do it. And I don't think Deer needed to do that.
No.
It looked good. It looked really good, but it was unnecessary.
I was talking with Dane Doby for an interview this week while I was here, and I said, you're one of the best guys in tight on goaltenders. What's your secret? And he just said, let the goalie dictate what you do.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally what makes Doby the most dangerous shooter in the game almost, is that he just never know where he's going with the ball, and goalies don't either. Make the play from your backside. Why not? Oh, Barnett couldn't run onto it. A good effort from Kruger to try and get it ahead there.
Yeah, he got tripped up there by number 3 Roussel a little bit and stopped the play, but that would have been a great opportunity for Orangeville.
Wow. That one come from? There's Thompson over the shoulder.
Oville.
Yeah, I suppose. I'll let it slide. Asenza will start the play back here with 30 on the shot clock. There's a long debate there on which one is the real Bill, in case you didn't know. Whoa. Nice effort from Roussel to avoid the goaltender there. Didn't need to, but did.
I think he got kind of pushed a bit.
He did, but he just flopped on a Riglieri, but decided to dive over top of him.
I'm pretty sure that would have caused a brouhaha.
Well, and I think he probably knew that, so that's why he did it.
And he's not the biggest of guys. He was amongst the trees.
Here's Moran. This is Smith. Got a pick from Coulson. Feed it in low for Deer, looking for a cutter. And not much happening offensively through the early minutes of this third period here for Orangeville.
Yeah, a little. I don't know if it's just going this way, but in the couple games they've been on that far bench, whenever they have been going right to left on your screen, they've kind of gotten a little slow start offensively.
Asenza for McIntosh. The pass was high. The ball is turned over. Oakes pushing ahead, creating a 2-on-1 with Deer. Give it back. It's Oakes, and he can't beat Pereira. As not the A shot there out of the stick of 91.
You got to add an S and a T to the front of his last name.
Sorry, you scratched it out so much. Stokes, excuse me.
I couldn't scratch a thing.
Quite read through my pen. This is Collison. He'll fire high. Rebound comes off the end wall.
He has a very heavy shot.
Got some whip on it, doesn't he?
And he's not afraid to let her go. But he needs to hone that in a little bit more accuracy. We talked about it the other night when Mimico was playing. You don't always have to hurt the back of the net as hard as you can. Sometimes you just want to place it.
Look at that from Deer as he comes swooping in, put it off the crossbar. We got a penalty call coming. And I believe it's going to Mimico here. Is it Brown that's off to the penalty box? It is. So with Mimico having the only goal in this third period, opportunity and knock in here for the Northmen to restore that 3-goal lead. And you just, I don't know what it is. It's not that big of a difference, but you just feel a lot more comfortable up 3 than you do 2.
This is just the smarts of Bruce Codd. When they do these goaltender timeouts, the referees will ensure that the players don't go to the bench to get instruction because it's just a water break for the goaltenders. So what's Bruce do? He tells his offense to come out off the floor. He sends 5 D guys out, has a quick talk with his power play, brings the D guys off the floor, puts his O guys back out.
He's going to be choked that you're revealing that little strategy.
Game within the game, man. Game within the game.
Well done from Bruce Codd.
Sorry, Bruce. Now everybody's going to be doing that.
Right? As they got the super fans going inside the Turtle Dome once again today. There's a chance from Matthews, and he put it over top of the crossbar.
Yeah, I think he kind of got caught between shots there and just rolled out the top of his stick because he was wide open, dead center.
Wide open. But now, Mimico. This down 2 goals here will chew some 30-second clock off here before trying to create a late shot. And someone had to reach out for that one. Noseworthy closing the gap. And now we got through the crease here on Thompson, who wants an explanation.
That was a good backdoor cut by Finley Thompson.
Thank you. Moving screen, actually, not a crease violation. As Liam Smith will saunter in and lob one high for Deer. Looks like he's got a new pair of mitts on for Dave number 4. Bolson can't pull the trigger. Deer skip it across. There's the quick take, and it's in. Smith cashes, and it's 8-5 off the power play goal here for Orangeville.
I want you to pay attention to the low crease guy defensively here for Mimico. Because as the ball is in Troy Deer's stick, and he looks to the middle, the low crease guy actually steps up to take Jennings in the middle because he thinks the pass is going there. And there he steps up, but the pass goes all the way over to Liam Smith and just leaves him wide open. If he would have stayed sound, stayed at home, stayed on his crease spot, he's in there to soak that shot. But instead, he tried for the big hit, the collapse, left Liam Smith wide open for the power play.
That might be what they're talking about at the face-off dart right now between Scholes and McDonald.
As a coach who coaches defense,
want to anchor down on that crease on the short man.
It is a thing that will give coaches more gray hairs than they need. And this is going to be an offensive slash from Aaron to Gurry. As he got mixed up with Kruger on the far side. So that was noseworthy, and Taguri gave him an extra slash. Hallett was right there to see it.
And again, Kruger getting in some valuable words before this upcoming power play, and another power play goal here would serve them well in this game here in this third period.
Create some distance, try to avoid the stop time, the final 5 minutes.
There's still 2 more games to come here on Survivor Cup Saturday. And here comes the motion. Here we'll back away. Pull the string, if you will. Back to the point. Patience, down to 10 on the shot clock. Deere stepping in. Had a shooting opportunity, didn't take it. Now he loads it and he'll let it fly and he'll score. And that looked rather easy.
Hat-trick goal there for Trey Deere. And
Maybe been the most consistent Northman through the week here, Teddy.
yeah, absolutely. And at that point, Liam Smith actually started getting off the floor to create, you know, a defensive transition spot to get a guy out on the floor. When that happens, Mimico's got to jump out and just play 4-man straight up. They allowed Trey Deere to sit there, evaluate, and take that shot with no stick in his hands, and that's just too easy. The most prolific scorer on this Orangeville Northmen club.
Expect him to see Trey Deere in a Northman jersey next summer as well.
That's the hope, according to the Northman staff.
He'll have his pick of the litter. But I think he's feeling pretty comfortable in black and silver now.
Yeah, he said he wanted to play for Orangeville in this tournament.
Had the choice. Pick the Hornets. Matthews on a deflection. Over the shoulder, and it's in. I mean, this kid, I can't decide between him and Marquis who is more entertaining to watch.
1A, 1B.
Like it's nothing. Like backyard, Saturday afternoon. Watch this.
But he's in the right spot to find that ball. If you're not going in the middle of the floor, you're not going to get that ball. He made the pick,
And
he
the
rolled
right
in
shot.
the middle. Yep.
I mean, that's the right shot at the right time, too. So, you know, we gave him a bit of hard time trying the Tavares there earlier in the game. That was the right shot, the right opportunity. I mean, even if it didn't go in, it was still the right shot to
Absolutely.
make. Burnett will claim a loose ball, and what was just a 2-goal lead, what seemed like just a few minutes ago, Teddy, has ballooned to 5 here for the Northmen with 9 to go.
Yeah, 3 straight goals from Orangeville, 2 from Trey Deere, who now has 4 on the night.
I see a couple of Sanderson boys watching down in behind Origlieri in the cool confines of the air conditioning. Not sure why we didn't set up the broadcast table down there. Wouldn't be the greatest view. It'd be a lot cooler, well, that's for sure. Cross-checking the call. Finley Thompson up to the penalty box. I think that might be the first time he stepped in there this week.
I think it's going to be double minors as
Noseworthy.
Noseworthy heads off as well. Noseworthy's got the slash. And, he's getting 4 is Noseworthy. 2 for slash, 2 for cross-check. And Finley Thompson will get 2 for rough. So there's the rough from Thompson as he got him high. And then
He knew it was
Noseworthy
coming.
came right back and gave him a low back pick.
You see Thompson kind of arch his back, knowing that cross-check in the back is coming to try and soak up a little bit of the force there. But 4 minutes goes up on the board. They do not have anything on the other side of the ledger here from Mimico.
Well, as I think
Maybe a 10? He'd be out of the game if that was the case. Okay. So probably 2 for Finley, 4 for Noseworthy. Here's Roussel with a drive. O'Ligurieri the stop. He'll outlet quickly. And he's got a man breaking up here in Ron, who's going to get a breakaway chance and can't beat Lever Pereira. It's a couple there for Ron. He's been denied.
Yep. Ron likes to run, and he's good at it in transition, but unable to beat Lever Pereira there as he stood his ground and kicked it aside with the left pad.
Loose ball, dug up. Northman just harassing Roussel here. Just keeps the motor. Backhand shot. It did miss by much. Chin strap was undone as well. What an effort.
He had Origlieri down on his knees with that first fake. Had him beat clean with the backhander. Just put it wide.
That would have been a spectacular effort as well. As the Northmen will work at 30 here. Just 30 seconds to go in the double minor now. So Thompson will come out, and the Orangeville Northmen will be shorthanded as Moran can't get a shot off. Did get a high stick off and went uncalled.
Brown almost pushed back over there. Good pressure from Moran.
Thompson, gate open. Will pop back out onto the turf now, and he'll join the offense with 10 on the shot clock. Roussel will make his way down to the crease. Asenza gives it right back to Finley. And now Collison. Here's Thompson right on, and Origlieri just soaks that one in the belly pad and will outlet quickly. I mean, since that opening game, Teddy, this goaltender here for Orangeville has just dialed his game up. Each period he's played, and I think he could be an X factor come tomorrow.
And even in that first game, yeah, they jumped out to a 3-1 start to Orangeville, and then they were down 5-4. You know, he kind of struggled a little bit, but he's been pretty solid all week long. And just steady, composed, not letting anything faze him. And he has been a huge part of their success here in this Survivors Cup.
So 5 minutes away. We can try, Oliver, sure. Let's get the camera ready for us as Roussel will put one in here for the Mountaineers with 5 to play. The lead is 4. As Oliver Hill, Hall of Famer, schooling Ted Jenner on a little photography class, as Oliver's going to present the game Player of the Game award and present a stick, and he wants Teddy to snap the pick. Like, we don't have enough going on here, Teddy.
I'll do my best.
What a beauty, that guy. Look out here. There's the 2 number 13s.
Well, that's a headbutt.
Buckheads here, and you don't. I mean.
Oh, down here we're going.
Look out. We got a scrap in the other end here. Oh, my goodness, just missing with the haymaker. And Mimico going after Orangeville here. Now the bucket peeled off from Edwards. And this is not what you want to see. Edwards just trying to hang on here. As Begley going to town with uppercuts. And they'll go down to the turf. And we are a little worried about this, Teddy, with this rivalry between Orangeville and Mimico. And now with Mimico really nothing left to play for. This is not how you want to go out of a tournament. I'm sorry, like, there's a lot of things happening in behind the play and all the rest of it. I get it. But this is not what the Survivors Cup is about, and really, really unnecessary to have 2 altercations late in this game.
Yeah,
with just 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and this is the first sort of fight we've seen. We don't know what the rules are, if there's going to be suspensions. It's the final 5 minutes of this game. And if you're Mimico, you only have 16 runners as it is. If you just get 2 guys suspended for fighting, you're playing this last game with possibly 14 guys. And I know tensions run high, and I know you're mad and you're pissed off that you're losing the game and you're playing your rival. Sometimes it's just unnecessary.
Well, and I just saw Josh Sanderson move his way over to the Mimico bench and had some words with the coaching staff there, like, what are you doing right now? And honestly, I can't blame him. And listen, this rivalry runs deep. Like, don't get me wrong. It's Adnax, Salmon Bellies, it's Bruins, Canadians, it's Red Sox, Yankees. It's all of that here between Orangeville and Mimico. But Orangeville's on their way to the final, and Mimico just kind of took an opportunity to get after it a little bit, and I think it was completely unnecessary. That's my opinion on it, and that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, there's the rest of the schedule coming up at 2 o'clock. Tri-Nations Nepean. Pretty much a preview of what will be the 3-4 game. And then later at 4 o'clock, Akwesasne Mimico. And it wouldn't surprise me if Akwesasne maybe rests a few bodies for that game.
They should.
and it is at 4. It was originally supposed to be at 7. It's now going to be at 4. But yeah, I think if you're Akwesasne, you maybe rest some of your guys. I know everyone's going to want to play, but you've got bigger things ahead, including a gold medal game. And if you can give some guys an opportunity to rest, then that would be absolutely fantastic for those guys. So we'll see what happens. 3:50 remaining, and we'll see if anything comes from those fights.
Yeah, I mean, it looked to me like Orangeville wanted no part of that. They know what's on the line tomorrow, and Mimico was the clear instigator in this regard. So if anything, Mimico should be coming out of this shorthanded, and you hope there's no supplemental discipline coming to Orangeville, who just want to get through the next 4 minutes here, I would think.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they're not just running this clock down, but it is a 4-goal game.
Yeah,
you can still technically get back into this contest. I get that.
That's why I'm a little surprised at it all, is it's just a 4-goal game. And you're not 2 wins for Mimico, and they're still in this thing, and it's almost like they just pulled the chute here with 4 minutes to go, down 4, and I don't quite understand that either. So I'm sure Mimico fans aren't going to like hearing that commentary, but that's where it's at. And I've done my best to be impartial and speak my mind and speak the truth here so far all week, and I'm not about to change now, and that's just kind of how I feel about it. It was unnecessary.
So it looks like Mimico is going to start, or it's going to come out of this short-handed, and Finley Thompson is in the box. I'm not sure what he's going to get. We'll try and listen. So it sounds like he might be serving one of the misconducts, but we'll try and wait and hear what the penalties are.
We're back underway. Clock is moving, and the Orangeville are going to the man advantage. As one fight was about to start, another did start in the completely other end. The referee's attention was focused there, and then as soon as they ran down to the other end to attend to that fight, the other one started. And there's only 2 officials on the turf. And all of it just seemed a little premeditated. So hopefully cooler heads prevail the rest of the way here, as Tradier thinks about it and thinks better of it, and took a good 2-hander for his efforts.
So actually it sounds like Finley Thompson got a 2-minute roughing minor out of all that, but all 4 guys that were fighting got 5 in a game. So again, we don't know what the... There's a backside look and a goal for Liam Smith. We don't know what the outcome will be. Normally, in lacrosse, 5-minute fight after the 5-minute mark at the end of the 3rd period could result in a suspension.
But listen, at some point, you got to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
So, what are you supposed to do in that situation if you're the Northman there? You can't just let a guy just beat on you and not respond. So I think there is a little wiggle room in the rule book for that situation where,
well, that's the instigator rule.
Yeah, if it's going to happen, you have the right to protect yourself and not just sit there and take punches because you don't want to get ejected.
2:14 remaining here. Now 11-6 Orangeville.
And don't get me wrong, I understand the freshman. I get all of it. Not the time nor the place for that stuff. You're going to see him many times in the future. Under 2 to go. All right, we'll leave it. 11-6 Orangeville. I mean, shots are 33-32 here. But again, it's been Origlieri who has just been the better goaltender in this game, and that has helped spur his Northmen here to a 5-goal lead.
Yeah, it's definitely been, Will Johnston has been fantastic for Tri-Nations, but I really think the top 2 goaltenders have been Slugga Thompson and Chris Origlieri.
Yeah, you can put Nichols in that conversation as well, who's been sharp for the Medicine Men.
Yeah.
But Thompson and Origlieri have been the cream of the crop.
Sorry, I said he was trying to. Will Johnson's been with Nepean.
Johnson, yes. He's been, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's.
Across the board, it's been good.
Yeah, I think Thompson and Origlieri are probably at the top, and then the second tier is Nichols
and
Johnston. Absolutely. And shout out Lever Pereira, because he's been the only goaltender in the Mimico net all tournament, and he has seen a lot of rubber.
Yeah.
He has been peppered.
I can't argue, Teddy.
And, you just have to give it up to the kid because there's definitely times in this tournament where
Short
TJ Cleveley
bench.
would have probably, pulled him, put the backup in, given him a bit of a rest, but he's had to play this entire tournament as we're in the final 30 seconds.
Well, it's a good one. I mean, he's been the Team Ontario goaltender of that age group for the most part as well, and he's played in some big games, and he'll play in more one. And this is good experience for him. Maybe a little bit humbling, but all he can do is play your best, and I think Cleveland Prairie has done that. As time will tick down in this one. Orangeville will win it going away in convincing fashion, 11-6. They'll punch their ticket to the final and play the Akwesasne Indians in the championship game tomorrow. But still, 2 more games to come here on Survivors Cup Saturday. There's your updated records as we speak right now. 3-0 for Akwesasne, still 1 more game to come. They'll play Mimico tonight. Orangeville is done in the round robin. They finished 3-1. Nepean and Tri-Nation come up next. And somebody will improve their record to 2-2 and have, well, choice of jersey and bench, I would imagine, for the 3-4 game between Nepean and the Medicine Men. Player of the Game award coming up, presented by our good buddy Oliver Hill, Hall of Famer from the Onondaga Reservation. And straight here. There's your player. Get that shot, Ted Jenner. Sure the lens caps off. Oh, you can hear the clicking and everything. This is good
He did
stuff.
it too quick.
This is good
I think I got his back, though.
Uh-oh. Well, you better stick with broadcasting, Teddy. I don't think photography
no,
is in your
definitely
future.
not. Definitely
Handshakes here from both teams, and you love to see it as final whistle goes and respect needs to be paid. Tri-Nation Nepean at 2 p.m. right here on YouTube, free on JVI. Don't forget, go to our Twitter feeds, as I just kind of want to watch the handshake here between the coaches as they move down the line. Don't forget to our Twitter page, Survivors Cup, Off the Crosswire, PXP for Sports, and hit that donation link and support these fabulous charities near and dear to the hearts of the Akwesasne community. And no animosity there between Beach and Flip and Rusty. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. I can't read lips down there, Teddy, but now they're all going off out of the same gate as well, which isn't ideal in a situation like this. But we are done in game 1. 2 more to come. We'll have them for you right here on JVI. Once again, your final shots on goal, 35-33, Orangeville, as they beat the Mimico Mountaineers by a final score of 11-6. We'll see you at 2 p.m. for the Knights and Medicine Men. For our entire production crew here at JVI, for Ted Jenner, I've been Jay Kelly, and for the fastest game on 2 feet, for the creator, we'll talk to you in a couple hours.